Do you have what it takes to cold approach 100 times? 3 years ago, I was a shy, introverted kid who would get red in the face when I talked to anybody, let alone a girl. So what I did was I started cold approaching and it changed my life. If you're anything like myself, when I was younger, I wanted to get a girlfriend, I wanted to get with girls, I wanted to be social and be able to make friends easily, but I struggled socially a lot. I really had so many self-limiting beliefs that held me back from living the life that I wanted to have. And the quickest way that you can get over this is going to be by doing 100 cold approaches. It's really going to allow you to break out of your shell. In this video, I'm going to tell you my secrets on how I overcame my shyness, was able to break out of my shell, and start really living the life of my dreams. So the first thing that we're going to need to tackle if you want to have success in this challenge is going to be your self-limiting beliefs. Younger Seb, about 3 years ago, he looked very similar to what I do now. It's same physique, same face, similar haircut. And you'd think he'd get the same success with girls, right? Wrong. Younger Seb had no success with girls because he lacked confidence, he was insecure, and he didn't know how to interact socially. When I would see a girl that I liked, a ton of negative self-talk would go into my head if even the thought of talking to her came into my mind. That would hold me back from even doing it. And if you're in this phase, I completely understand how difficult it can be. But if you can do this challenge, if you can cold approach 100 times and break through that shell, a whole other world will open up for you as it did for me. See, now I travel the world, and when I go and talk to girls, I have no negative self-talk at all. The only things that's going through my mind is positivity. I can talk to anybody without having anything negative in my mind, and I feel extremely confident and I'm very secure in myself, even to the point where I said, I travel solo most of the time. I'll just roll up into a new city, start meeting new people, talking to new girls, and I truly lived the dream life that I wanted 3 years ago, all because I did this challenge and started cold approaching even when I felt nervous going up to girls. I would sometimes feel sick to my stomach when I first started this, but that's what it takes in order to break through something and truly live the life of your dreams. Not everything's gonna come easy. To really have success with this, you need to improve your self-image. The first thing that I want you to believe is that you are worthy of getting hot girls and that people truly do want to have conversations with you, because I promise you they do. This is something I've noticed over the last 3 years, is that you can have a conversation with nearly anybody. And it's not even me, other people as well that I've hung out with for the night, that aren't even as much on their self-improvement, they can still have conversations with people and have a good time. So no matter where you are on your journey, you can do this and you can get started right away. But what I've noticed is that the people who are on their self-improvement, who present themselves as a higher value individual, especially if you're a man, is going to allow you to have tons more success. So improving your physique, looks maxing yourself, this is the face value things that you can do. And then on the back end, really improving your mindset, your business, whatever it is, your money, what you're doing for money, and really work in that whole angle. All these things are gonna help you have so much more success and be someone that people actually find interesting and wanna have conversations with. But if you're not at that stage, don't worry. I've had plenty of success just being completely broke and even more skinny and not really having many attributes. I had terrible style when I first started doing this, and I still had success. So wherever you are in your journey, don't worry, just get started. So to tell you a little bit about my story and how I developed this, I got broken up with about 3 years ago. It was a very short relationship, and like I said, I kind of got lucky when getting into that because she was a pretty hot girl, and I was still in that shy, introverted phase. She kind of liked me and wanted to have the relationship, so I was like, cool, I'm all for it. I've never really had any good interactions with girls, so this was the first one I had, and it really gave me that initial boost, that initial win, that once I broke up with her, I went hard on self-improvement. That's all I did was try and improve. I was devastated and really heartbroken, so I took all that energy and put it into self-improvement, really developing my mindset. And I, if you watch my channel, you'll know my story. I went into sales and now I've developed a business and all these things. But at the start, I really had to break through that whole social barrier, like I've told you I struggled with. So the first things that I started doing was going out cold approaching, even when I felt so nervous. I had so much social anxiety to do it. I forced myself and built it up over time. Every single time that I would cold approach, even if it didn't end up being the biggest success, I would count it as a win, and I would be so proud of myself for doing that. And that's what really allowed me to do this and get to where I am now, was just those small action steps. Say going to the gym and cold approaching every single time you see a hot girl, or just a guy that maybe you'd want to work out with. It doesn't just have to be girls. You can count very, very small wins and build this traction over time, and you are going to start seeing that success. But the thing is, you need to be consistent with this, because I will tell you a little recent story. So about, let's say maybe like 9 months ago, I just decided to focus only on business, and I really didn't go out for about like a 7-month period. I just focused on business, and at the end of it, I failed for a little bit trying some new ventures, and I did eventually succeed on the later end, and I had some great success, and that's where I'm at now. But I was lacking the whole social thing. So when I reintegrated into society, I'm out here in Sweden now, and I came back to Sweden and I started getting social. I actually did have some social anxiety right off the bat when I first came. For like that first weekend, I was going out and hanging out with my friends. It was my first, relaxation period after 3 months of just intensely working on my business. So this is something that you constantly need to work at and develop. And then with time, it's going to go away and you're going to feel extremely comfortable socially. For me, after having those 3 years of doing this, I quickly got back into the mix of it and only really lasted for like that weekend or even maybe 2 at most. But then I was back into the flow of things, very comfortable, going out, traveling by myself, still going to different cities and exploring, talking to girls. All this stuff is fine. It's all good. But this is something you really need to work on and develop. That's why I put the number at 100. So if you truly do 100 cold approaches, by the time you get to the end of that, you're going to have seen so much growth and improvement in yourself as a person with everything you've developed in your mind, overcoming so many challenges. It's only going to make you a better person no matter what comes out of it. So I highly encourage every single one of you to do 100 cold approaches, because it will change your life for the better. And if you got any value from this video, please like and subscribe. Comment down below if you are going to take on this challenge, and I'll see you guys in the next one.